Okay, today what I'm going to show you is how to trace an image in my Adobe Flash. First thing I'm going to do is find an image, and here I've chosen an image off the internet. So I'm just going to copy it. Now it's always best to get the largest possible image, and also if the image is fairly straightforward like a cartoon character, this technique works really well. So I've copied my image and I'm going to open up Macromedia Flash, Adobe Flash as it's called now, WCC, and it's Computer Graphics Adobe Flash. Now then, when that opens, just click on Flash File and Control and V to paste the image in. Okay. Now then, the first thing we want to do is resize this so it fills up this canvas. So this is a resize tool, and if I press the shift button down, it will allow me to scale this up in proportion so it doesn't go too fat or too thin. Now then, the next thing I need to do with this is to right mouse click, convert to symbol, and say graphic, and say OK, and you should get this little blue line around it. Okay. Now then, once we've got that blue line round, if we were to use our black pen and trace around this, we'd struggle to see some of the lines. So as with tracing paper, we're going to make this image fade. So if I go to colour and pull this little box down, and there's one called alpha. Alpha. Now the alpha, at 100% it's the full image, at 0% it's invisible, and I just want to be able to see it. So in this instance, about 40 to 50% should be fine. Essentially, I've finished with this image now. So what I'm going to do, underneath this little padlock, I'm going to click on this little dot. And you can now see I can't move or do anything with this picture. Now, the next stage to this is actually to insert a new layer, and this is going to be the layer that we're going to put our image on, the image that we're going to trace. So we've got our layer put in there. Now the next stage to this is actually to set up the pencil. So there's my pencil tool. At the moment the pencil is black, which is fine, but it's a little bit thin. I want to maybe use 3. I'll just do a little squiggle on there. Might be a bit thick for me, that. Try 2. That's probably a bit better. Now the other important thing here is to make sure you have it on maybe 2 or 3. The thicker the line, the more forgiving it is, so you won't see as many wobbles. And the other thing is to make sure that your option here is set on smooth, because if it's on straighten, it'll automatically try to straighten your line. So we want this image to be smooth. Okay, that's fine. So we're pretty much ready to start drawing. I'm just going to click once on this layer and hit delete to get rid of the little squiggles that I've made. Now then, if I was to draw this from here, I can't really see any of the detail, and it's really important that you get nice and close into the image. The closer you go, the better quality your drawing will be. So you can click on zoom, or you can control and plus to zoom in, control and minus to zoom out. And as I say, the closer you are in, the better the image will be. Now obviously I'm just going to be doing this very quickly because it's a little tutorial. So what I'm able to do is just pause it and come back. So I'll just do his face here so you can see what we're doing. Now it's really important that these lines meet up. If the lines don't meet up, you're going to have some problems further down when you're trying to colour them in. Okay? So make sure that the lines meet up. Now with the eyes, all I might just do there is get the paintbrush, put So that's essentially the head done. Now then, there's a couple of tools just to neaten this up. So if I just click on the selection tool, and I want to straighten some of these lines. So can you see that little arc there? If I just pull that, it will allow you to sort of play around with some of these shapes. Okay, and the other thing I'm going to do here is if I select this line here, for example, and click on smooth, you can see it smooths it out. Click on the line, click the smooth, and it will smooth it out. And I'm going to do that with pretty much all of my lines, just to make the lines more forgiving. Okay, I'll continue with this and put some of the extra detail in there, and then I'll show you the next stage. Okay, I've gone on there and I've put in the extra bit of detail, and I've just gone around smoothing as necessary just to make sure these lines are suitable. Okay, so just smooth some of these out. Okay, now then we're pretty much ready now to start colouring this in. So Control and minus just to zoom out, and I'm going to take that little padlock off so I can move my image out of the way. Now then, I'm just going to zoom out again because I want the image to be completely separate to this. And I'm just going to resize this image by clicking on that free transform tool, scale it down. Okay, right, and I can zoom back in again now. Right. Right, what I need to do now is right mouse click on this image here, the original, and say break apart. Now it's really important that you're on the right layer, okay? So break apart, and you can get this little grey line, and that's exactly how we want it. So all we're going to do now is click on the little eyedropper tool, and we're going to click on the blue because we want to get an exact match of colour. And if you can imagine it something on The Simpsons or something like that, the colours are really important. So as soon as I suck this colour up, you should see the paint pot colour change, and there it's gone. Okay. Now then, I'm then going to click on this layer here, layer 2, and then just click on the outside. So I'm still on layer 2, and I'm now going to start looking at this image here. So on my paint bucket tool, I've got a little option down here where it says gap size. Now what you'll find is your traced image here will have some little gaps. So I'm just going to select this one here, close large gaps, and then I should be able to just start colouring this in as I see fit. Again, Control and plus just to zoom in there if I need to. Okay, and then I'm going to pick up the black of the beard. There's the black, and then make sure you've click in there. I haven't quite got the beard right, but you get the idea. And then if I click on the yellow, I'm just going to pick up this gold. Control and plus. Just want to get the colour off the turban, the diamond, or whatever it is. Okay. So essentially, that's not a bad effort based on this original drawing. Now if I click back on that layer 1, we've essentially finished with this image, so I'm just going to delete it, and in fact if I want to I can just delete that layer so we don't accidentally draw on the wrong layer. Now at this moment in time, this is all made up of different shapes. So the final stage to this is just to select everything. Everything's selected. I'm going to right mouse click, convert to symbol, and graphic. And all that does, it flattens the image so it can't be then taken apart. And then later down the line we can get this moving around and in bits and pieces, but that's essentially a traced image. Okay.